So far this season, we have versed the top 6 teams 7 times. Of those 7 matches that we have played against them, we have lost twice, we have drawn 5 times, and we have won 0 games. Of those 7 games that we have versed them, 6 out of those 7 games we have failed to score a goal. And the only game that we did score a goal in was the Tottenham game where Tottenham beat us 6-1, and the only goal that we scored was a penalty. You tell me, is that good enough for a club that's supposed to be the biggest club in the world? Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Our manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played for this result. When you see the way he set the team up, it shows you that this was a result that he wanted. He did not want to win this game. In no way from the minute 1 to minute 90 that I see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanting to win this game. When you look at the way he set the team out, you see that his tactic was counter-attacking football, which has been our only tactic for when we play big teams. In fact, that's the only tactic we do have. But especially when we play the big teams, as I read out the statistic earlier on about us playing the big teams, we've won no games because we've only played on the counter-attack because our manager is too afraid to lose the game, so he'd rather get a draw from the game. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't be like that. Subscribe right now so you can see more content of this quality. Let's go. When you look at the way he set his team out, it does not tell you that he wanted to win the game. You do not play Daniel James, Greenwood and Rashford and tell me you want to win the game and you want to play front foot football. That front three literally tells me that we are going to sit back, soak pressure, and we are going to counter attack the team. None of those 3 players are very good on the ball. None of those very good on the ball in the sense of none of them keep the ball well. None of them can recycle the ball. None of them can hold the ball up. All 3 of them just want to run into space. That's all 3 of them's game. So the fact that he played all 3 of those players should tell you that we only wanted to play on the counter attack. Then you see how the game transpired, and you see that he never give the instruction to the fullbacks to bomb forward. Yes, in the odd occasion you saw Luke Shaw going forward, but it wasn't bombing forward. Bombing forward is what you see Liverpool's fullbacks doing. It's what you see Manchester City's fullbacks doing, bombing forward. There was no instruction to our fullbacks to bomb forward. Everything needs to be compact, everything needs to be solid, because we played for the draw. When you see the second half and you see that the manager only made 1 substitution, surely that should tell you that he played for a draw, because if he was happy the way things were going, he would have made more substitutions. Look at Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel wanted to win this game and he did play for a win, but at the same time he had to calculate the risk and he couldn't throw players forward, because knowing if you do that against United, we will counter-attack you and we will beat you because we only want to play on the counter. So Thomas Tuchel couldn't go all guns blazing, but he did want to win the game. When you look at his substitutions, they were attacking substitutions and he used all 3 of his substitutions. Okay, the 1 substitution was forced because Callum Hudson-Odoi had to come off because he was injured, but the other 2 were front foot attacking substitutions, and he used all 3 of his substitutions. Only used 1 substitute, which tells you that he was satisfied with how the game was panning out. If he weren't satisfied, he would have used all 3 of his substitutions. If he weren't satisfied, he would have changed some of the tactics or some of the personal instructions of the players. For example, he would have told Fredo McTominay, go more forward. Or if he did not want them to go forward, then he would have told his fullbacks, go and attack the ball, go make overlapping runs or inverted runs by go and attack the ball. He did not do that because he played for the draw. People talk about United lacking the mentality, lacking the belief to win these big games, to go out there and and go head to head with the other big teams to get all 3 points. We lack belief because our manager lacks belief. Belief comes from the manager, guys. Belief comes from the manager. It's up to the manager to instill the belief in players. Liverpool, not this season, but last season and the seasons before, had the winning belief because Jurgen Klopp instilled that belief in those players. Those players had won nothing before they came to Liverpool. Absolutely nothing. Salah, Mane, Bobby Firmino, Van Dijk, they've won nothing before they came to Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp was a winner. He instilled a winning mentality that they go into every game wanting to win the game. Same with Manchester City. Pep has instilled that into Manchester City. That's why you see every game Manchester City play, they play to win it. Remember when Manchester City this year, they versed Liverpool and everyone was wondering, all the pundits and everyone in the media and all the fans, we were all wondering, will Pep Guardiola go and play João Cancelo in the midfield against Liverpool, knowing that he's going to be vacating space for Sadio Mane to run in? Guess what? Pep Guardiola stuck to his guns and he played João Cancelo in the midfield because he goes for 3 points and he goes to win a game. He never goes to draw a game. It don't matter what our manager tells you because he can put up a front before the camera. The proof is what he done during 90 minutes. And in no way from minute 1 to minute 90 showed us that he wanted to win the game. We have drawn this game, and as a result of drawing this game, it means that now we are 12 points behind Manchester City. 12 points. And a couple videos ago, when I think Manchester City were only leading us by a few points, I said they are going to increase this gap. I said that the gap will probably be 15 points very soon. Now it's 12 points. You must remember, guys, Manchester City at the turn of this year, they've played Tottenham, they've played Liverpool, they've played Arsenal, they've played Everton. 4 big games, and they've won all 4 big games. We are still yet to play all those teams this year. I think maybe we played Everton. Yes, we played Everton, but we are still yet to play Tottenham. We are still yet to play Liverpool. We are still yet to play we still yet to play Arsenal again, I think. Let me just confirm that. Yes, no, we've played Arsenal, and we drew. So we still yet to play Tottenham, we still yet to play Liverpool. Guys, we are not beating those 2 teams. Yes, we can beat one of them, but we are not going to beat all those teams. We are going to drop more points as the season goes out. So this 12-point gap that City have against us is going to increase, and mark my words, by the end of the season you might even see a 20-point gap. I'm telling you, you might see an 18 to 20-point gap because we are going to drop more points. We are in a top 4 race. Leicester lost to Arsenal, but Leicester are only 1 point behind us. Chelsea are about 4 points behind us. West Ham as well, about 4 points or 5 points behind us. Chelsea and West Ham, they are 5 points behind us. So they are going to make up ground, and we look at how solid Chelsea are. Chelsea are going to continue picking up points. So we are in a top 4 battle, a top 4 race. And I don't know if that you all can answer that question. Is the results against the top 6 teams, is that good enough for you? For me, it's not good enough. It's not good enough, and we have to see a turn of approach come next season. This season, people are putting it one side because people are saying, okay, we sit in second in the log, and people are saying it's progress from last season and whatsoever. I don't see it as, it can be progress, but it's not progress at the right speed. Anything can be progress, but it needs to be progress at the right speed. You need to be going in the right direction at the right speed. So we are going very slow, but people are saying it's progress. All the people that love the manager not because of what he's done, love the manager not because of what he's done as a manager, but love the manager because of what he's done as a player. They make too many excuses. But I'm not that person. For me, this is not good enough. It's way not good enough. And we have to win silverware this season. Look here, we are not going to win the Premier League, but we have to win something. And I'm not counting the Europa, because we are in the Europa because of failure. We failed in the Champions League, therefore we're in the Europa. So I don't care if we win the Europa. We're supposed to win the Europa. We've got the best squad in Europa. We are the biggest club in Europa. We are in Europa because we failed in the main league. So I don't care if we win Europa. We should be winning Europa. What I want to win the FA Cup. We are still in the FA Cup. We need to pick up some silverware. We need to win the FA Cup. If this manager doesn't win that, there needs to be serious questions asked of this manager, because our league form is not good enough for me. It's 2.5 years in the job, and we need to be more attacking against the big teams. We need to show more belief. He has to instill that belief. This game against Chelsea, for me, it was a poor game all around. Chelsea's points of view and our points of view, it lacked any composure. The final pass from both teams in the final third was off. None of us really attacked and created clear-cut opportunities. It was all half chances. It was just a poor quality game. And if I will say something, I think Chelsea had a better midfield on the day than us. Kante and Kovacic were better than Fred and McTominay. McTominay can't pass the ball. You saw at the end of the game there was an opportunity. We had a counter attack, and there was an opportunity for McTominay to whip the ball into the box. Marcus Rashford and Daniel James would have had a tap in. He failed to beat Chelsea's first man in the box. As a result, Chelsea got the ball from McTominay's cross. McTominay cannot pass the ball, and that's what you see. Some people, some of us fans at Manchester United, we're saying we want Paul Pogba out the club. Get out, he's a virus and all that. Paul Pogba is our best midfield player. He's one of our best players, him and Bruno Fernandes. Paul Pogba makes passes that no one else in our team can make, including Bruno Fernandes. Paul Pogba is our best passer. We need Paul Pogba. In a game like this, you need Paul Pogba. Scott McTominay cannot pass. Scott McTominay is just used for his industry, but he cannot pass the ball. And in that moment, it showed you the lack of quality that a player like Scott McTominay has. Then you go into, we're still in the midfield. So I said Kovacic and Kante, for me, they've done a much better job than Fred and McTominay. Much better job. And there are better players in Fred and McTominay. Yes, Kante is not in his best form, but overall, I'll take Kante over Fred. And obviously you take Kovacic over Scott McTominay. And then you go to Bruno Fernandes. And if you've seen the trend in all the top 6 teams that we've versed, all these 7 games that we've played against the top 6 teams, all 7 of these games, Bruno Fernandes has been nowhere. Bruno Fernandes has been poor in all 7 games. And that's because teams have nullified Bruno. Teams don't close all the channels where Bruno Fernandes operates in. They've nullified Bruno because they've seen if we nullify Bruno, we nullify United. This is something that I put at the manager's feet. As a manager, you need to see this trend. It cannot take you 7 games before you see the trend. No, you need to see the trend after the first game, or even maybe after the second game. After the second game, you need to start seeing the trend, and you need to see that, you know what, when we play these big teams, they nullify Bruno. So you need to therefore give Bruno Fernandes personal instructions and tell Bruno and coach Bruno where to go on the pitch so that the opposition cannot nullify him. That's why you see, no matter who Pep Guardiola, Manchester City play, nobody nullifies Kevin De Bruyne. They know he's Manchester City's best player, but they still can't nullify him because Pep coaches Kevin De Bruyne and tells Kevin De Bruyne where to be on the pitch when he's playing different teams so that those teams cannot nullify him. It's down to Oli to tell Bruno and to coach Bruno and to show Bruno where to be on the pitch when we're playing Chelsea, where to be on the pitch when we're playing City, so that those teams cannot nullify him. They nullify Bruno, and Bruno, for all the 7 games that we have played against the top 6 teams, has been invisible. Totally invisible. And I lay that down at the manager's feet because he has to give Bruno instructions. He has to be able to analyze games and see what the big teams are doing. Bruno was nowhere to be found. Rashford was playing on the edge of the game. He never ran at the fullback. He never ran at Azpilicueta, not once. I mean, you are faster than Azpilicueta. He needed to get the ball and run at Azpilicueta, but also part of the reason was he never get the ball because we were playing on a counter-attack. Then you playing Daniel James, and people want to say Daniel James had a good game. For me, he had an okay game, but okay is not good enough. We needed to play Martial. I don't care what form Daniel James is in. Daniel James should never be, first of all, he should never be starting for United. Second of all, he should not even be in the club. He's not good enough to be playing for Manchester United. But if you want to keep him at the club, keep him on the bench. He should not be benching a player like Martial. Martial, maybe he's not scoring. He's not in the best of form. He's not scoring this season. He's not doing all the things he done last season. But the one thing that Martial gives you is he gives you link up play. He links the play and he holds the ball for us. He's our only forward that can hold the ball. Rashford can't hold the ball, Greenwood can't hold the ball, Daniel James surely can't hold the ball. It's only Martial that can hold the ball. So when you don't play Martial, you don't have anyone to relieve the pressure, you don't have anyone to hold the ball and to bring others into play. And that's what you saw this game against Chelsea. One thing I will say, our defense was very good. Luke Shaw was very good. Harry Maguire was very good. Victor Lindelof was very good. Wan-Bissaka was very good. And David De Gea, for me, he made that match deciding save. All the people that criticized David De Gea over the last few months and whatsoever, saying that Dave must sit out and Dave is making errors, well, today, like many other games, he has saved us from losing this game. That save that he made against Ziyech, I think it was in the second half where Ziyech shot the ball and he made the save with his one hand. That was a match deciding save. If it weren't for David De Gea, we would have lost this game against Chelsea. So all those people that are criticizing Dave so loudly, let your praise also of the player be as loud as your criticism. So guys, that's my match review. I cannot give you a man of the match. I can't give you a man of the match when no one performed well. I can't give you, if I'm going to give a man of the match, I'll probably give it to one of our defenders, but I still can't do it because no one played well. It was a game where both teams lack quality. Both teams are not very good footballing teams. Chelsea are better than us, and you did see that. But still, it's both teams, a game where the drop in quality was enormous. Low quality game. So that's the game. And right now we're 12 points away from City, and City are only going to increase that. We are playing in the week, and we need to win that game. I do think we will win that game. So, and we play Manchester City next weekend. That's a game where I would say it's a free hit for Oli. I would say to Oli, you need to win that game. It's a free hit because drawing the game was not good enough because Manchester City, it'll just keep Manchester City at 12 points drawing the game. So you just should go there and attack Manchester City. But also, it's a good time for us to play City because we can play on the counter. But that's not a tactic I like. But be it as it may, guys, this is my match review. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you liked what you've heard and saw, smash the like button below, and I'll see you midweek. Ciao.